Okey, kita teruskan dengan perbincangan kita tentang green energy. Bersama kita adalah Datuk Guntur Tobeng, founder of Gading Kencana Senang Berhad. Datuk, let's talk a little bit more about Malaysia being one of the countries that have implemented carbon credit schemes to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The country has established the MGTC, or the Malaysian Green Technology Corporation, to promote the development and adoption of green tech, including carbon credits. It's a bit difficult to compare Malaysia's progress on carbon credits compared to other markets. Maybe can share with us the overall view when it comes to Malaysia's standing when it comes to carbon credits against other markets.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ibrahim. First of all, thank you for inviting me to share our opinion and experience in this sector. Number one, if you ask me where does Malaysia stand on this carbon market, I think we are still at the infant stage. We are learning from other countries. And the Ministry of Finance is now looking around for the best mechanism on carbon market. We know that our countries, our neighboring countries like Singapore, they have started it 2 years ago, and there are other countries who have so started it. So we have made a very cautious plan in introducing carbon market, and I think we are on the right track.
The timeline for achieving net zero emissions by 2050 varies from country to country. Some countries have set more ambitious targets. Do you feel that we are on track or reasonable enough to achieve net zero emissions target by at least 2050?
Yeah, I believe so, because yesterday at the MITO, I can see very firm commitment from the minister to talk about ways and things that we could do. If you compare between 2023 and 2027, we are about 27 years away to go. And if you look at the amount of carbon that we have to reduce, I think it is within track. We have a clear plan. Our MIRA has specified that we are going to achieve energy transition by 31% by 2025 and 45% by 2030, 2035. So I think we are right on track. And then the best part was yesterday, all the cry that I have made in the past is being heard by the minister. And they were talking about third-party access. They were talking about third-party access. They were talking about other area that we have voiced out before, especially even the peer-to-peer and even the export of RE mechanism will be looked into again. So I think this is a very good steps and decision made in order to achieve our net zero target and to make Malaysia as a hub for renewable energy.
All right. Of course, Malaysia has made some progress in developing the necessary infra and support for energy transition and hydrogen technology, bioenergy growth and development. We've spoken at length just a few weeks ago, Dato'. But very recently we're talking about the Energy Minister in Climate Change, Nik Nazmi, talking about, say, for instance, the policy of us possibly exporting renewables energy. Anwar Ibrahim on Invest Malaysia just 2 days ago was talking about how 10 million ringgit is going to be seeded. Do you think that these kind of policies are okay to have? Or what would be some of the pros and cons when it comes to policies, when it comes to exporting renewable energy? And is 10 million ringgit enough to seed the carbon credit exchange right now?
Wow, that's a very long question,
right?
But I'll try to clarify one by one. Number one, are we capable of this transfer of high technology? With a proper government, if a government provides a proper ecosystem and incentive, investor will come and technology can be acquired by the local. Our Malaysian technocrats are very intelligent and we have a high capability of receiving technology from overseas, and we are there. And then SEDA, Energy Commission, MGTC are working very closely with the institution of higher learning to come up with the mechanism in order to prepare our talent to be a major player. EPCC contractor, carbon verifier, carbon issuers, even financial institution, we are talking about using, again, GTFS number 4 in order to finance this kind of carbon trading. And then as far as the 10 million ringgit seed money that government put, if you look at 10 million ringgit, it's rather small. However, if you look at the Singapore carbon market, when they trade carbon at $5. So with 10 million ringgit, we can trade about 400,000 tons. I think that is a good start. And then in Malaysia, like me, we are solar farm developer. we have the carbon emission, we have the REC, the Renewable Energy Certificate, which is in the form of carbon. In the past, it was quite difficult for us to sell directly, and the demand for this carbon is very high in Malaysia. We have a lot of RE100 companies who are going after this. Last week, when TNB do an auction for the green energy tariff, it was snapped away within 15 minutes. So meaning that the demand is very high, they want more of this carbon. So the government moved to introduce all mechanisms to support the industry requirement for the green is very in line with the demand of the industry. I think we are right on track and we can improve our position in the future.
Okay, Bursa is expected to run its first live auction of carbon credits 16th of March this year, just next week. What would be some of the expectations that we can form or formulate when it comes to this first live auction carbon credits that Bursa is expected to be doing on 16th of March?
I think it would be a very good start for us to see the real demand for the carbon in Malaysia. Because Malaysia, we have our authentic carbon. You see, carbon, there are some vintage carbon, some are the real-time carbon, and so on. So the authentic carbon from Malaysia, which is originality, is here. We have 53% of our forests are still virgin. And then if we are talking about our achieving net zero carbon, we are talking about 72 million of ton of CO2 equivalent. So I think this is a very good start for us to see, and we can improve our mechanism from time to time.
Some of the commentators that has come on this show talking about this carbon credit has talked about the possibility of ready buyers. Some markets are ready to buy. Singapore being one of them, many other countries around this region as well as being one of them. Do you agree with these kind of statements?
Yeah. Even if for my experience from my solar farm, I receive at least about 3-4 inquiries every week from Singapore, wanting to issue my carbon and start doing the trading overseas. Yeah. But in Malaysia, we have specified that our carbon are only traded for local market. But with Bursa providing a good platform, a clear platform like this, so we can identify whether this carbon come from overseas or this carbon come from Malaysia. For those who have issued the carbon in Malaysia, in case they do not have a buyer, then you can trade in the Bursa. So in other words, means whatever you have, the Bursa will take it out first. Yeah. So there will be no issue where you produce, you reissue, because there is a cost for issuing it. But when you issue, there's no taker. So there will be no issue about demand and supply. So the demand is always there. Bursa will take first and then trade for you. If you already have a willing buyer who is buying your carbon, you can do on your own. So it's a good platform for us to provide a conducive environment for the developer to venture into renewable energy, into this market.
Okay, Guntur, let's talk about the reactions from your statement right now. What if the demand is soft? What does it tell us? And what inversely, what would be the indicative idea if the demand is strong when it comes to this auction? How do we make sense of the weak demand or strong demand following this auction?
Yeah, this auction will be a good catalyst, because in the past when we launched 3,000 megawatt of green energy tariff, the demand was so high, and then when we open up again, it was snapped within 15 minutes. Last 2 weeks ago, when the TNB opened up, taken up. So it means to say that number one, we have high quality investor who already invested in Malaysia. Companies like AT&T, who is now doing construction 24/7 to complete their plant in Kulim High Tech. They wanted 50 megawatt of renewable energy to be here. So there are a lot of other companies. If the demand is soft, means something has to be done with a mechanism. Either is the pricing, or is it the product, is it or what? If it is very strong, then you know that you have to put more. You have to encourage more developer to develop, and you have to encourage more ecosystem to produce more carbon for you to be able to trade in the Bursa exchange.
Okay, another area that we need to talk about regarding Bursa Carbon Exchange, it has been provided to be a catalyst for the development of the carbon market in Malaysia. Do you feel that there could be more invigorations that are needed in order for us to see this carbon market exchange being further deepened? Not just about Bursa Carbon Exchange, but many more, I guess, instruments and markets to allow for the facilitation of the growth of this area.
Oh yes, yes. I think in the statement that we see, the most important component for this transaction was the financial institution involvement. So government has already provided the Green Tech Finance System 4.0, which means that with this kind of mechanism around, a lot more can be done with financial institution involvement in this green carbon market in Malaysia. A lot more can be done. As far as technical wise, we are there. We understand, we can receive technology, but what is going to stop us, what is going to be a problem for us will be the equity, the money, the cash, the project financing. So with this mechanism under Green Tech Financing System 4.0, I think it's going to make it more faster.
Okay, to give a better highlight to this, we're looking at the Prime Minister talking about Green Tech Financing Scheme, investment tax allowance, income tax exemption for eligible activities. These are the kind of items that he mentioned during Invest Malaysia just 2 days ago.
Right.
But it's different from saying, these are the things that the Prime Minister has said versus what the financial institutions are going to do. They might drag their feet in doing this. Do you feel that the execution of these kind of items, say the Green Tech Financing Scheme, investment tax allowance and tax exemption, income tax exemption for this, is going to be realized in good time? Or do you feel that there's going to be a lot of dragging of feet from the financial institutions?
No, I think financial institutions work based on normally this kind of with Green Tech Financing Scheme, in the past, it was a very good tool where they provide 60% guarantee and 2% discount. And then after that, when they see that the amount of the magnitude of loan required was in hundreds of millions, they make 3.0 with Dana Jamin, where they want to encourage more hundreds millions ticket of loan be taken up. So if this time is the Green Tech Financing Scheme is being implemented like what they do in Green Tech 3.0, 2.0, I think that will become a very good mechanism. You see, the seed money, although they say it's 10 million, but if you combine the seed money as equity for the loan that is coming 80% from the loan, then the 10 million can give you 100 million worth of fund that is available to finance the project. I think it's a comprehensive mechanism. After they finish the 10 million ticket, probably they will increase some more. And there are more mechanisms that need to be developed, like facilitation fund or soft loans to finance the equity part. Because this is a new thing, this new area, cash is very important, and debt is also very important to realize the project. So this will make the program more successful.
Okay. Finally, we don't have much time left, about 1 minute left. But you were talking about the possibility of other businesses to actually participate in, including developer, verifier, certifier, bank, bursa, tech provider, and many more. Not just about the carbon exchange, but many more surrounding green tech. Are you bullish on the growth areas of all these supporting companies within the ecosystem?
Oh yes, I think this is a new thing. 2 days ago, when Minister Yang Berhormat Rafizi was addressing our town hall for energy sector, NREC, so he mentioned that the last 20 years, our core income for the country were commodity and oil and gas. So he said the next 20 years will be the net zero carbon business. So I believe that this is the way forward. And looking at our focus more on the connectivity, meaning that we have just increased our export switch PMU, our switching substation exporting energy to Singapore. We just completed and commissioned in March to be able to export up to 1,000 megawatts. And then our export to Thailand substation has been increased from 100 to 350 megawatts. So I think this is a very good opening. The only country that we don't have direct access is Indonesia. If we can have that, then the renewable energy in Malaysia can become a good hub, and we can start exporting our renewable energy overseas. So with this, then beside renewable energy, our carbon trading market will be very, very versatile and much better.
Thank you very much. That was Datuk Guntur Tobeng, founder of Ganding Kencana Senang Berhad.